Hi, in this video I'll introduce you to the basics of Delirium, one of the four main mechanics in Path of Exile 2. Delirium can be found on maps marked with this icon. At the very start of the map you will see a Delirium Mirror. To activate the mechanic you need to step into it. This will cause a fog to appear, spreading outward in a ring from that spot. The mechanic will end if the player steps outside the ring for 5 seconds. A timer will then appear. Or if the player ends it manually by clicking this button. The mechanic causes additional mobs, delirium bosses and fracturing mirrors to appear. All monsters in the fog are strengthened and drop better loot, proportional to the distance from the spot where the mechanic was activated. Fracturing mirrors summon a pack of monsters when the player steps into them. Rare mobs and bosses have additional delirium enhancing modifiers. These modifiers can also cause mirages to appear above the mobs, which will attack the player. Within the delirium fog you can encounter two bosses, Omniphobia and Cosis, which drop a pack of Simulacrum splinters when defeated. The bosses disappear along with the delirium fog, so they must be killed quickly. The expansion of the Delirium Fog is temporarily paused if the player leaves the map or activates the other mechanics, such as Breach, Expedition, Strongboxes, etc. While running this mechanic on maps, we'll be getting two types of items, Liquid Emotions and Simulacrum Splinters. Killing monsters builds up the reward counter located next to the life orb. Each reward tier guarantees one random liquid emotion and a minimum amount of Simulacrum splinters. Additionally, the number of splinters scales proportionally with the map tier. Liquid emotions have two main uses. When you right-click this item, a window with 4 sockets will appear. The top socket can hold either an amulet or a waystone, while the bottom sockets are for liquid emotions. Placing an amulet allows you to apply an enchantment that takes on the properties of one of the notable passives from the skill tree. You can check which passives can be placed on the amulet by clicking this button, which will open the passive tree. By hovering over a notable passive while holding the Alt key, you can see which liquid emotions are required to assign it to the amulet. If you place a waystone in the top socket, you can use up to 3 liquid emotions on it. Each type of liquid emotion adds different modifiers and delirium effects to the map, increasing both its difficulty and the rarity of dropped items. Simulacrum splinters are used to open the map, the Simulacrum, which I'll cover later in this guide. There is also a delirium tablet, which adds this mechanic to nearby maps. The unique version of the Delirium tablet, called Clear Skies, causes the Delirium mist to never disappear from the map. The Delirium value will increase or decrease depending on the distance from the starting point of the mechanic. On a map influenced by this unique tablet, rewards will drop on the ground every time the reward bar fills up. Delirium values scale depending on where the mechanic is performed. Regular maps can scale the value up to 100%. Maps infused with liquid emotions can reach up to 150% when using 3 concentrated liquid isolations. Simulacrum, depending on the difficulty level. First level, from 5 to 75%. Second level, from 25% to 95%. Third level, from 45% to 115%. The Simulacrum is a special location that can be accessed through the Realm Gate by placing Simulacrum splinters into it. There are 3 difficulty levels. The first one costs 50 splinters, has area level 78 and no limit on respawns. The second costs 100 splinters, has area level 80 and allows 2 respawns. The third requires 150 Simulacrum splinters, has area level 82 and no respawns. Defeating each level for the first time rewards the player with a book that grants 2 points to spend on the Delirium Atlas tree when used. The Simulacrum consists of 15 waves of enemies which are summoned by interacting with an NPC. Next to the NPC, you will see a panel displaying information about the upcoming wave. The entire location is divided into several smaller arenas. Each subsequent wave has a higher delirious value and better loot, and every few waves an additional area modifier is added. The enemies include both regular delirium mobs and bosses. Omniphobia starts appearing from wave 3 and causes from wave 5, and both bosses can appear simultaneously. After all the monsters in a given wave are defeated, items, currency, tablets and liquid emotions drop to the ground. These disappear once the next wave is started. The number of liquid emotions dropped depends on the reward counter, which increases for every delirium monster killed. Upon completing the 15th wave, an additional unique item drops, one that can only be obtained in the Simulacrum. You can see the full first tier Simulacrum in a video I made earlier. The link is in the description and in the top right corner of the screen. Let's go over the Delirium passives on the Atlas tree. As with all mechanics, there are small and notable nodes. Each small node increases the amount of Simulacrum splinters dropped on maps by 10%. The mirrors. Delirium fog in your maps spawn 50% increased fracturing mirrors. Get out of my head. Waystones found in your maps have 20% chance to have random liquid emotion applied. They're coming to get you. Delirium in your maps has 25% more chance to summon Delirium boss. Killing rare mobs in your maps pauses Delirium timer for 4 seconds. Would you like to see my face? Delirium fog in your maps has doubled difficulty scaling with distance from the mirror, 50% increased stacks of Simulacrum splinters found from non-unique monsters in your maps. I am not afraid of you. Delirium bosses in your maps have 50% increased maximum life but drop 100% increased Simulacrum splinters. Isn't it tempting? Delirium encounters in your maps have 30% chance to generate an additional reward. Manifested Delirium demons in your maps deal 30% increased damage. You can't just wake up from this one. Delirium fog in your maps dissipates 30% slower. It's not real. Delirium monsters killed in your maps provide 50% increased reward progress. Delirium fog in your maps dissipates 50% faster. Delirium is an interesting but demanding mechanic. To fully take advantage of its potential, you need a strong build that can handle high levels of delirious content. It's also a source of unique items and liquid emotions, which are essential for maximizing your build's potential by applying enchants to amulets. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching and good luck with your drops.